Well, it looks like we might be getting a view up here of Lake Superior again. We're on top of a mountain. We climbed up a mountain, I think it's called Mystery Mountain, this morning. And it was probably our biggest climb so far. And so we're up pretty high for this trail. And you can see it through there. Actually, wow, this is pretty cool. Cool little camp spot. Man, if we had gone further, I would take my break here. But we just really haven't gone far enough. Golly, look at that. I'm telling you, this Lake Superior is just absolutely beautiful. This trail is so unique. Walking alongside of it and just being able to see it the entire time you're hiking. And like I said, just knowing that there's really nothing around really makes this trail special. And I've just deeply enjoyed it. But we're doing 19 miles today. And I'm not really sure what we have on the schedule today. I know we're going to be crossing over a pretty big river. There's a lot of those. There's a lot of rivers, a lot of waterfalls. We climbed up this mountain. So I'm not really sure all of what we're going to be seeing today. Joe is going to be leaving us today. He has to head back to Florida. So he's leaving at the end of the day. And then it'll just be me, Steve, and Matt. We're around 1,600 feet right now. The climb up this mountain was really steep this morning, so much steeper than this. There were no stairs. It was literally just straight up, no switchbacks. We've run into a few switchbacks in this trail, but most of the time when you got to go up on this trail, you just go straight up, which honestly I don't mind because you just get the climb over with. Hey guys, well, we are currently climbing up to Carlton Peak. It's one of the taller peaks that I'm aware of on the Superior Hiking Trail, and it's been a pretty good climb so far. Good little vertical section. Now it's kind of flattened out, but we're actually walking next to some pretty big rocks and boulders. There really hasn't been much of this as far as the mountains. When you go down into the river gorges, there's been obviously some pretty big rock exposures, but nothing as we've climbed up the little peaks. So this is one of the better ones. We've been passing a lot of northbound hikers. You know, it's really weird for me. Someone asked me which direction I was going, and I just naturally said northbound because I've never gone southbound before, so this is my first time ever hiking southbound on a trail. But there's definitely a lot of people on this trail, so I think it's one of the more hiked trails in the section. Let's see. Here's a little side trail to an overlook. I have not been doing any of the side trails on this hike. I just don't really care to. I mean, we get a lot of views from this trail anyways, that I already know what that view is going to be. It's going to be a wonderful view of Lake Superior, which I'll probably get another view of in a few miles. So really not too many reasons to do a spur trail offshoot on this hike, unless if it was some weird rock formation. Well, I just made it to the top of Carlton Peak. I couldn't tell if this was a spur trail I just took or if it was the actual Superior hiking trail, but as you can see, there's the lake out there. Wonderful sight. Honestly, I'd love to be swimming in that lake right about now. It's getting toasty. It pointed and it said Superior Hiking Trail up to the top, so it looks like maybe, but they had old signs down there that showed it was going straight, so maybe there, oh no, there's Matt up there. I'm not even at the top. How is it up here? Splendid. I thought I was at the top back down there. No, this is much better.
You can see the sawtooth.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look at that.
Colors changing.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Man, it looks like it could be raining way down there, closer to Duluth. What a view. Yeah, like Matt was saying, I don't know if you can pick it up in the video here, but the trees are just starting to pop, man. Those, any of the maple trees really are starting to turn orange. They look really, really good. And the route we've been hiking today mostly has felt very similar to the Appalachian Trail. So, well, as we climb down, the rocks are not getting any smaller. We were just pretty much at the top of this. There's even little overhangs. It's pretty cool. We haven't seen anything like this on this trail for sure. The trail is vertical and it's loose rocks, so you have to be careful through here for sure. And the wind's picked up on this side of the mountain. I think you guys get the picture though. Some pretty cool peak, Carlton Peak. Much different than anything else we've seen so far. Well, we're gonna keep making our way down. We're heading down to the Temperance River. And that is where Joe's trip is gonna come to an end. And Matt and Steve have drop boxes coming with some more food. And I just started with about 10 days worth of food, so I've been going the whole time here with the food on my back, so my pack's been pretty heavy, but it's finally gotten light now. As I almost fall. It's tough to climb down this and film at the same time. So anyways, the Temperance River, that should be our next stop, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll be back when we get down there, or if we get to something cooler before then, I'll be back even sooner. But this is a steep, rocky descent. Well, here's our first sight of the Temperance River, and from what I can tell up here, man, it might be the prettiest river we've seen so far. It's very wide and shallow. God, I can't wait to get down there. This is one of the longest stretches I've gone without water, probably 8 to 10 miles. There's been so much water, I've just been carrying hardly any. I've been carrying about half a liter to a liter. But we don't really have a guide that tells us where the water sources are. We have a little bit of a guide that tells you where the campsites are, and usually there's water there. So this was a longer stretch. I just wasn't paying attention. Man, there's another good shot of the river. Look at that. I'm ready to get down there so I can chug some water. I'm gonna chug a lot of water. Actually, we're gonna take a break there because we've only got about 2.7 miles from there to our campsite, and it's only 2 o'clock. So again, we've been getting done around 4 every day, and that's with a lot of breaks, and we're doing pretty much on average about 19 miles a day. So we're doing a lot of miles, but we're starting to hike around 6:45 to 7:05, somewhere in that range. So, and then we hike for 2 straight hours without stopping. So it's usually we usually stop around 6.5 miles, and then we eat breakfast, and then we hike for 2 more hours. So right there, by the time we stop for lunch, we've done about 12 to 13, and then that leaves us about 5, 6, 7 miles left for the afternoon. So it's a good way for us to really knock out the miles pretty quickly. So, well guys, we finally made it down here to the Temperance River. Man, I am so happy because I am so thirsty. This is one of my more favorite rivers on this trail. It's just moving a little bit slower, it's wider, it's not as deep. I just like it. It's got a peacefulness to it. Anyways, I'm gonna grab some water here, then we're gonna go a little bit further down, and I think we're gonna take a more extended break, wait for Joe's ride to get here, and then we've just got about 2.7 miles to our camp spot tonight. Pretty narrow canyon. It's shrunken down. You're just a few hundred yards down river. Well, here we are crossing the main portion of it. This is looking down towards Lake Superior, which is right over there. And this is the opposite direction where we just came from. Pretty gnarly down there. Well, that's it, the Temperance River. I think we're gonna now turn and walk back up it on the right side here. Well guys, 19.7 miles done today, and I just arrived at our camp spot, and as you can hear, it's by a pretty good sized river. Let me show it to you guys. You can tell this one's also pretty brown. Let me show you guys where we got our camp set up tonight. There's actually 2 camp spots. There's another guy up here through hiking as well. His name is Sketch. Either Sketch or Stretch, I'm not sure. He's from Wisconsin. But we're set up over here, or I am. I'm the first one here. There's just a little bit more space for multiple tents. But this is called South Cross River Campsite. And this is a great campsite. I mean, it's nice when they're right here next to these bigger rivers. I find that I just sleep a little bit better to the sound of the river, and it's just peaceful. So I got my duplex set up here. I definitely have a few different choices of tents that I could be using on this hike, but I am still sticking with my duplex tent just because I really, again, I love the space, and for the weight, the additional weight of a few ounces, it's, in my opinion, it's really worth it, especially when you're going to be in the tent for, you know, on this hike, 18 days. So it's a pretty good length of time. So for me, I just really prefer the duplex tent, and it's really held up well. We've gotten a lot of rain on this trip, and obviously I haven't gotten wet at all. Just because I know so many people always ask me what gear I'm using. I'm also using my Arc Haul, Zpacks Arc Haul backpack. So this is the Dyneema version of the Arc Blast, and I've just made the switch to the Dyneema one for greater longevity. Other than that, there's really no difference whatsoever. It's a great backpack. I'm really loving it, and with the beefier suspension, this is the first Zpacks backpack that I've had with beefier shoulder straps and waist belt, and also our new frame system. This is brand new. I tested it out on my Smoky Mountain hike, and all of our new backpacks come with these fiberglass stays, which can be arced at a much greater level, and you don't have to worry about them snapping. I am going to rest, cook some dinner. It's gonna be ramen noodles. Actually tonight, it's gonna be mashed potatoes and chicken. Yum. Well, it's the start of day 7 on the Superior hiking trail. Just got up this morning to this little ledge with a view of Lake Superior once again. Hiked about 4.5 miles so far. It's about 8 o'clock. It's been an easy stroll this morning. This is one of the first little climbs. It's been completely flat. Following a river and then a meadow. Last night was our coldest night so far. Still not very cold though. I'd say it was probably in the low 50s. Well guys, we're about 8 miles in today. We just got to a wonderful little pond. Some ducks flying away over there. I don't know if you can make it out in the video. It's starting to sprinkle actually. Light sprinkle. There they go. Well, we are stopping today for lunch break. We've hiked 13.5 miles already, and the scenery for our lunch break is going to be quite nice. We've got this beautiful creek going through here. It's called Caribou River or Caribou Creek. A nice slower stream kind of pouring right into it, so we should have some pretty good drinking water. I love stopping for lunch at places like this because it's nice to be able to you know, put your feet in the water, and the cold water especially, it helps with the swelling. When you leave, your feet usually feel a little bit better. So we're gonna stop here today, for now at least, not for the rest of the day. We only have 4-something miles left. We might push it and do a few more miles today so we can have some more time in town. It's Wednesday, we're going into town on Saturday. So if we push it, we can have more time there in town. So who knows what we'll do today, but what a great day of hiking. I'm really loving the Superior hiking trail. Great weather. They were calling for some rain, but it hasn't happened yet. We'll see what happens later on today though. Well, we made it to our camp spot for night 7. We did 16.7 miles today. So we're right around 127 some odd miles of our hike that we've completed. So this is our camp spot here at, honestly, I don't even know what the name of this camp spot is. Something Ridge. But kind of looks like a Zpacks commercial. We got my duplex tent, Cannonball's duplex tent. He's about to cook some dinner. What you cooking tonight?
I'm cooking Mountain House beef stew.
Mmm.
Yeah. Mmm. 2 servings just for me.
I want that. You're not gonna share?
I might. What do you got to trade?
Nothing. And Matt over there, he's already in his tent watching a movie, I think. But I'm gonna be cooking a little. Let's see, what do I got over here to cook tonight? I'm having some coffee. Let's see. Yep, mashed potatoes and some cheese. Gonna be good. Well, this is our camp spot. Say goodnight, Steve.
Good night, Steve.
Well, it's the start of day 8, and we've been heading due west out of camp. this morning. I've been going for about 50 minutes, so we're really getting away from Lake Superior today, probably the furthest we've been away from it so far. And you know, the colors are just getting brighter and brighter on the trees the further west we go. It does stay cooler inland here, the locals say, so it's actually warmer on the lake. I would have thought the opposite, but that's what they said. They get more snow when you go inland than you do on the lake as well. So it's been very rocky today. Yesterday was the easiest day of hiking we've had so far. It was almost completely flat the entire day until the evening as we approached the ridge that we camped on last night. Today has been the exact opposite. It's been up and down all morning, very steep, and as you can tell, we got a lot of rain last night, which you know, I figured it was about to happen because it had been a day or two without rain. So it rains a lot here. So we got a lot of rain pretty much from about 11:30 on. It stopped right around 6 this morning, which is great because that's usually around the time that we start to get up. So we were able to get up and get out, and it hasn't actually been raining since we've been hiking. So we'll see what it's like today. We're doing 19.7 miles, and we got started at 6:55, so that's a good thing considering the weather today. I'd like to get done early so we don't have to worry about hiking in the rain. Maybe get to camp around 2 or 3. So we're gonna do 7.5 miles to start off our morning before we stop for breakfast. So it's just better to get it over with, you know. Then we'll probably hike 3 hours. So 2 or 3 hours after that again. That'll have us around 16 miles already before we stop for lunch. And then we usually take a long lunch unless if it's raining. And then finish off the day with another 4 and get to camp early. So that's our day. That's what it looks like most of the time. Well, we just made it down here to our first river, and man, it's rushing this morning with all the rain we got last night. Another beautiful river. There are endless amounts of these on this trail. Well, we just came straight downhill to this place, and I have a feeling we're about to go straight back up. So, just how it is on this trail. Go down, go up, go down, go up, but they're all short, so it's not too bad. Okay, I'm gonna get climbing. Let's see, it looks like it's rocky and steep. Well, what do you know, another shelter on the Superior hiking trail. This would have been great last night with all the rain that we got. Would have been nice to stay in here, honestly, and stay dry and not have to worry about a wet tent or anything like that. Anyways, we just went all the way down to that river, back up to the top of the ridge, then back down to the river, then walked along it up and down for a ways, and then went right back up. So really it takes you down to the rivers. You know, they want you to see the river, but it's just a lot of unnecessary steep descents and ascents. So definitely a lot more worn out this morning. But I will say, my body's holding up really well, muscles, no pains, no blisters. So everything's going like it should be, so that's good. It's just getting a little tired this morning. Well, I think it's officially beginning to feel like fall in Minnesota on the Superior hiking trail. There's still some green leaves, but man, there's a lot of just really bright colored leaves today that I've been noticing. These maple trees are really starting to pop, and it's just it's wonderful out here. It really is. So I just wanted to show you guys some of the colors that I've been seeing this morning on this Thursday morning. We started the trail almost a week ago to this hour. So anyways, well, now that I pulled the camera out, it seems like the colors are stopping, but you can kind of get the picture. It's just bright colors everywhere, and it's wonderful to hike through this. So if you're going to come do the Superior hiking trail, I definitely plan on doing it. Start middle of September, that's when we started. And you know, middle of September to middle of October. Hike it during that time. Definitely the best time before it gets really cold. And we haven't really seen too many boulders like this one. Middle of the forest, this huge boulder. Haven't really been anything like this on this trail, so I thought that was pretty neat. Wanted to capture that. But last night's campsite was the worst one of the bunch. I didn't film it because of that, and we had a bunch of people there that were really loud, stayed up late, got up early. So I got up really early and got the heck out of there. Worst night of sleep so far. That's typically why I don't camp at campsites, but when you got a group and you're all spread out, you really don't have a choice. If I was hiking by myself, I would just stealth camp somewhere so I don't have to deal with all the noise and people staying up late and carving a knife out of wood until 12 in the morning. So anyways, that's why I don't stay at campsites, but should be a good day today. We're doing 20. Well, now we're crossing a bog area. I would say this is our biggest kind of bog slash meadow that we've crossed so far. It's kind of nice and peaceful. You know, these are the areas where you really hope that you might see a moose. They like to go to the ponds and the meadows. Well, just made it up to this incredible overlook this morning. It's looking due west, one of the best ones we had. And that boggy area down there is where we came from. We actually crossed right through that. So it's a pretty spectacular view. 180-degree view. Well, I gotta be honest, I didn't think I'd see trail magic on this trail. But man, I got lucky. It's the last one too. There wasn't that many in there, but perfect. Thank you so much, whoever did this. Such a great thing to find trail magic on a trail, and it just doesn't happen very often. So I'm pumped. Well, guys, my battery on my camera died, so I'm using my iPhone. But we just got to something called the drain pipe, and the Superior hiking trail today has really changed. It is way more aggressive. It's like, literally, it's like a different trail, as you can tell. Yeah, so we just passed High Falls, which was probably one of the taller waterfalls we've seen. Oh my gosh, okay. I don't think I'm gonna be able to film with this iPhone. This is straight up, so see if you can tell where I just came from. I'm literally sliding. So this is gonna be a little too dangerous to film with my iPhone, but just wanna give you guys an idea just how steep this is. Here comes Matt, actually right now.
Trail's been a little bit more steep than this most of the time. So
yeah, you can't even.
This is really easy going right now.
This is the easy part. Anyways, I think you guys get the idea. It's pretty steep through here.
Probably average 4 miles an hour up this, I think.
Well, we're walking into Silver Bay, the town of Silver Bay. It's been a while since we've been into town, and we are looking forward to this. We're all gonna resupply. We're gonna eat breakfast and lunch, so we're pumped about that. And this is a small little town. Oh yeah, it does kind of look like it. But I'm gonna keep my eyes open for apple tree. I hit an apple tree, crab apples. I hit an apple tree last time in Grand Marais, and they were fresh, perfectly ripe. So see if we see one. But we're making our way straight to the restaurant for breakfast right now. It's 7:55. We got up early to get to town quick. We're gonna stay here for a while, and then we still have to hike another 13 miles or so from here, 10 to 13. Hey guys, well, it's day 9 or day 10? Day 10. We just went into town, Silver Bay, I think was the name of the town, and we resupplied, had breakfast and lunch, and got back on the trail. We still have to do 13. The trail's definitely been rough for the last few days. Much more ups and downs, more similar to like the Appalachian Trail and the terrain you'd find on that hike. So we've got 13 miles to do today, and we're gonna be getting into camp probably pretty late tonight. The surroundings are looking quite different right now. There's like no forest really. I'm not sure if something happened to this area. Maybe there was a fire a long time ago, or if it's just like a mountain that just for some reason has different growth on it, but looks a lot different through here. Much more kind of similar to what you would see on like the Pacific Crest Trail. But anyways, we're gonna keep hiking. It's supposed to rain thunderstorm tomorrow, so it'll probably be a rough day tomorrow. Getting pretty wet, all that good stuff. But Monday we're gonna be going into town. Well, it's the start of day 11 and it's really wet and rainy today. It rained a little bit last night at our camp spot by a pond, and it's supposed to rain all morning, but luckily right now it's just kind of misty. It's not raining too hard. So we've got about 20 miles to do today, and then we're gonna be going into town tomorrow after we do about 11 or 12. So we like very much need town. We're pretty worn out from all the hiking that we've been doing. We're like around, I don't know, how many miles do you think we are in?
Pushing in close to
1/8.
close to 200.
Yeah, close to 200. So we are beat. We definitely need a more extended break. So tomorrow we're still gonna have to do 11 miles or so, or 12 or 13, but at least we'll get the rest of the day off. And then we'll crank it back up again on Tuesday. So we're getting closer to the end of this trail. Hey guys, well, we are about 238 miles in. It's been a few days since I filmed because literally it has rained for about 3 days straight, and today is our 4th or 5th day in a row of no sun. So the trail has really changed, or the weather really has changed, and it's been pretty tough hiking. We've been wet the entire time. We were able to go into town in 2 harbors, which was really good. We needed that time. So we're back out here though, and it's Wednesday. We've only got a few days of hiking left, so we're getting closer to Duluth. But 238 miles done behind us now, so we're looking for a place to break right now and take a lunch break, because we only have to do 14 miles today, and we've already done close to 8, and it's only 10 a.m. so hasn't been as much to film here. The further south you get, it does become a little bit less wilderness, just a lot of forest. So it's very much similar look to everything else that we've been seeing. So just not as much to film through here, but I'm definitely gonna still be back, you know, letting you guys see what there is for the southern part of this trail. Again though, the best part of the trail is behind us. The North Woods kind of section is what this trail is really famous for. This last part isn't really complete. There's going to be a lot of road walking we're going to be doing on Friday as we go through Duluth. So, well, we're right around mile marker 250 or so. I could be a little off with that, but we're doing about 17, 18 miles today before we head into Duluth tomorrow. And as you can see, pretty much today and some of yesterday, it's been mostly just walking through logged section of forest, so there's really not much to really see. So we're just ready, or I'm just ready to get to Duluth and kind of get this section behind me. But just be aware, like once you get south of Forest Road, the trail really does change, and I don't know, it's kind of an overreach in my opinion. I think the trail probably could end there. It just hasn't really been much to see since we left that area. There's trail, but not trail that I would ever come back and hike again. But I just wanted you guys to at least see what it's looking like through here. Well, it's about 2:45 and we've been hiking for about 16 miles so far. We've been following along this snowmobile path that you can kind of see behind me and in front of me here for the last 5 miles or so. But it has still been a lot of logging forests, but we've been through a nice little stretch where we just had the snowmobile path, which really hasn't been too bad. But you can see it's kind of beautiful through here actually, with this high grass, and there's a little kind of swampy creek flowing through here. But we don't have too many more miles left today. We're making our way to Duluth, only about 20 more miles or so until we're in Duluth, and we're back at the hotel that we started at some 15 odd days ago. So I'm pretty tired, definitely a little more beat. We're doing good, and just a couple more miles today, so we're gonna finish it off. Well, we made it to our camp spot tonight. It's called White Pine Campsite, and it's at mile 260, and we're only about 17, 18 miles from our hotel in Duluth where we started our journey on the Superior Hiking Trail. Our very first night, before we had our driver pick us up, that's where we all met and slept before we got the shuttle ride up 3 hours up the coast there. So we're gonna be walking right back down into that hotel tomorrow, and we're pretty excited about it. But this is our last campsite. A lot of people, you can go a little bit past where we're gonna be finishing. There's no camping allowed. This is the last, our last camp spot, and honestly, it's one of the better campsites, honestly. I mean, there's been some good ones on the trail, for sure. This one's kind of nice though, since it's under these spruce trees. I think that's what these are. Well, we have made it to the Martin Road parking lot, which is kind of one of the official or unofficial ends of the Superior Hiking Trail, and it's 267 miles in, so it's been a good trail. We have been, again, walking kind of along snowmobile trails and that kind of thing, and so now from here on, I think there's a little bit of a section maybe through a nature center, and then there's a lot of road walking to get through Duluth if you want to get to the other end where there's about 40 miles that you're not allowed to camp at. This is pretty much where our hiking stops. We might just road walk the rest of the section or hitch from here back into Duluth, so it's been a good hike. So I'll be filming more when I get into town.
Yeah, man, this is nice.
Yeah.
That's not heaven.
A bad thing.
Fun dudes.
Tycoons isn't bad if you go.
Well, we are done hiking, but we're actually on the Superior Hiking Trail right now as it passes through downtown Duluth, which is a beautiful city. It's much bigger than I would have anticipated it being. We're walking to kind of the lake walk right now, where they have it's more of the touristy area, but everything looks new and real pretty. So we're about to be there in a few minutes, and I'll definitely film when I get there. But we are enjoying our stay here in Duluth. We're staying a little bit south of the city, but like I said, we walked here from our hotel, so it's not far at all. Well, we made it down to the lake walk. It's beautiful out here.
Weather couldn't be any better, man.
Yep. Perfect. And you got downtown Duluth that direction. Beautiful city. Really is. It's just so pretty.
He's going to have to make his mark in this league with his arm and his play action passes. Okay, if he can just make a couple first downs like that, it's all gravy.